Hello team, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. This video is going to explain the CRA instructional approach, which is also known as the concrete representational abstract model. With this, there are three phases. I'm going to begin talking about the concrete phase, which is using manipulatives, and then I'll move on to the representational phase, which is representations. And then the abstract phase is the last thing I will mention, which is transferring that knowledge to abstract. So the purpose and benefits of this, like I mentioned already previously, this is a three-part learning process, and each one of these phases are dependent on each other. It is not a step-by-step. It does not reach step one and move to step two. It builds connections to support each phase. So a student may know the abstract piece, but not understand what they're doing. So the concrete and the representational pieces can deepen that understanding, and I'll give you an example a little bit later on in this video. It also supports students in solving problems and not just finding the answers. So very often they are looking for answers with the multiple choice answers because they don't have that meaningful, deep understanding of what the problem is asking in the problem solving process. So beginning with the concrete phase. With this concrete phase, it involves the students using tangible manipulatives to build their understanding of a new topic or a new concept. So what it looks like in the classroom is that the students are presented with a problem and they have the opportunity and the experience to explore the solutions with these manipulatives and these tangible items. Next is the representational phase that I'm going to talk about, and this is the stage of instruction where the students are transferring their knowledge from that concrete phase of the exploration with the manipulatives. And they use representations such as like number lines, strip diagrams, and models, and they make these connections within this with the concrete phase, and they make those connections together. What that looks like in the classroom is students are presented with a problem and they explore solutions by drawing representations to match the problem, also using those concrete items as needed. The last phase in this is the abstract phase, the last phase that I'm talking about. It's not the last phase in the CRA. So in the abstract stage, students are using the drawings and models to create and solve equations based on the representational and concrete stage. What it looks like in the classroom is that students are presented with a real-world problem and they write and solve equations to match that given problem. Now, as I mentioned earlier, that they are dependent on each other. For instance, a student may know the abstract phase, for instance, long division. They may know how to do the procedural piece of long division and how to solve that problem, but they don't always completely understand what it is they're doing and why they're doing it. And that's where the concrete and the representational stage come into play, and they can deepen their understanding of long division if they understand all three of those phases and they build those connections and those bridges between each three of those stages. That is it for it. I have included a couple of links. There is also an example of what a teacher could do for fractions, for example, with the CRA model. And then the link to the AISD Comprehensive Mathematics Plan that has a deep description of the CRA model. Thank you so much.